Hello and welcome back to Happy Hour Yoga with Robin and T-Bone. Today we're going to do a organic Vinyasa flow. I invite you to modify or soften wherever you feel necessary. I'll offer you some of those. Sometimes remember you need to soften to strengthen. It's about a 20 to 30 minute flow. I'll add additional postures later on in another video that'll allow you to stretch so that you can add to this flow. So we begin in child's pose, igniting your Ujjayi breath in through your nose and out through your nose, allowing your shoulders to draw away from your ears, your shoulder blades to melt away from you, and then engage your core, belly button tucked in and up, and your pelvic floor. So your Uddiyana Bandha and your Mula Bandha. If you like, you can gently massage your forehead. And just take about 3 breaths here, maybe considering what your intention for your practice is for today. Remember that Ujjayi breath is a victorious sound in and out of your nose. Once you've completed your 3rd breath, come up to tabletop with a nice flat back, wrist under shoulders, legs hip width apart, and drop your belly, lift your chest and your tailbone. You can curl to the balls of your feet for cow. And then exhaling, rounding your back into cat. Exaggerating the move, finding some space and warming up that spine. Noticing right here how your body feels. And always taking that into consideration. And then once you've completed your 3rd round of cat and cow, come back to tabletop, your gaze between your hands, and take your left leg and cross your right foot, looking over your right shoulder. Just a nice gentle stretch, pressing through the ball of that left foot, feeling it out. Strong arms pressing into the mat. Belly button tucked in and up. Take 1 more breath. And then come back, extending that leg and just inverting it so you can come to gate pose with your right arm down, opening up your left side body. So that left arm can reach up, activating, spreading your fingers. You can streamline it, taking your bicep over your ear, and if you like, you can lift that left leg and maybe pulsing it a little bit just to wake up your core, wake up your glutes. Take 1 more breath. And then come back, dropping that left hand down, coming to the ball of that left foot. Float your right knee into your chest, finding your core for 3, 2, and then send it back for a 3-legged dog. Starting with an internal rotation, pinky toe points towards the floor. Take a deep breath in, and then bend your knee and open up your right hip. So you're stacking your right hip on top of your left, pressing through all 10 finger pads, lifting that knee, that right knee up towards the ceiling, the sky, or wherever you are. Take 1 more breath, and then release that right leg all the way back. Sweep it forward. You can stop briefly, knee to your nose, and then step it through for low lunge. Dropping your left knee, rising up, Anjalayasana, shifting your hips forward so your knee is right over your ankle. And then bend those arms and find a little back bend with those goddess arms, lifting your chest. Taking 2 more breaths. And then on your next in-breath, reach up. As you exhale, surrender your left hand inside that right foot and take that right arm up. Stop stacking your right shoulder on top of your left. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Release your right hand down. Gently straighten your right leg, lifting those toes up to give you a nice easy hamstring stretch, walking your hands back in. Keep keeping those bandhas engaged. And one more breath. Rebend that knee, plant your hands, step back into your high push-up. Hips in line with your shoulders. Puffy around those shoulder blades, nice flat back. Take a full breath in, shift forward, look forward, and lower down, keeping those elbows in. Come to the tops of your feet. Lift your quads or your knees off the mat. Take a deep breath in. And a nice, easy baby cobra, or float your hands up to get nice and stretchy in that low back. For 3, 2, 1. Replant your hands. Lift your chest and come all the way back into melting heart. Reach your arms forward, press that forehead down, keep your hips up. Retract those shoulder blades, open up your chest, your back, and breathe. One more breath. And then come back and reset your tabletop. Nice flat back. This time, right leg crosses over your left, and you look over your left shoulder, pressing to the ball of that right foot, really feeling a nice side body stretch here. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then dropping to the inside edge of that right foot with your gate pose, left arm and left knee down, right arm reaches up. Again, stay here or streamline that bicep over your ear and maybe lifting that top leg, spreading your toes, maybe staying grounded or maybe pulsing. And then drop your right hand, drop to the ball of your right foot as you float your left knee into your chest for 3, 2, and then send that one back to downward facing dog, 3-legged dog. Again, internal rotation, pinky toe towards the floor, and then bend and stack that left hip on top of your right, opening up that left side body, breathing. 2 more breaths. Keep lifting, opening yourself up to the possibility of getting a little deeper into the pose. On your next inhale, straighten that left leg out. Bring your knee through to your nose. Maybe you pause. And then step through. Low lunge. Rise up as you breathe in. Goddess arms finding your back bend. 2 more breaths. Keep shifting your hips forward. 1 more breath. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, right hand plants, the left arm reaches up as you twist to the left. One more breath here. Release your left hand. Straighten your left leg, walking your hands back, lifting your toes. If this does not suit your body, just don't go very deep or don't lift your toes. Take 1 more breath. And then rebend that left knee, plant your hands, step back into your high push-up, and we'll flow through our first vinyasa. Shift forward, lower down, hover or release. Upward facing dog, tops of your feet. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Keep pushing your hips away from you. Pushing the mat away from you. Creating that nice inverted V. Take 1 more breath. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Finding ragdoll. Opposite hands to opposite biceps. Grounding through all 4 corners of your feet, maybe swaying side to side. This is about lengthening your spine, using the weight of your upper body to find space or create space. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Release the bind. Walk your toes in to touch. Press down into your feet and slowly articulate your spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Rolling up, head comes up last. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and your eye gaze to your fingertips. Take this moment to set an intention or a dedication for the rest of your practice, or maybe the rest of your day. Something positive that you wish to have more of in your life. You can start with one Om here. Deep breath in. Inhale, rise up, spread your pinkies, spread your fingers, bend your pinkies, maybe find a back bend. Exhale, hands to your heart, bow forward. Inhale as you lengthen your spine, hands coming to your shins if you need to, crown facing forward. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back out, finding that high push-up. Take a full breath in. Shift forward, lower down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath here. Empty your breath out. And then walk or hop your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise up and reach back as you inhale, finding a little micro back bend. Bow low as you exhale. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. And then Chaturanga Dandasana, you can hop, step back, low push up, upward facing, downward facing dog. Bring your toes to touch, lift your right leg up, pinky toe towards the mat, take a deep breath in. Bring your knee towards your right elbow, finding your core, send it back. Knee to left elbow, and then take it all the way through for dancer's plank. Outside edge of that left foot, you can bend your right knee as I have, opening up your chest. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Come back to your 3-legged dog. Step your right foot through. Find your high crescent lunge, grounding through the ball of your right foot and the ball of your left foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Carefully lift off, finding warrior 3, reaching your arms forward, flexing your foot. And staying, meet sailor, my able assistant. 3, hands to your heart. Dive down, standing split, point your toe. 5, you can play with balance, walking one or both hands to your right leg. 3, 2, and drop your left foot to meet your right. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise up, reach back as you breathe in. Bow forward as you breathe out. Halfway lift on your inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing in breath. Downward facing out. Toes touch, left leg lifts. Knee to left elbow, finding your core. Send it back. Knee to your right elbow. And then sending it all the way through, dancer's plank. Sailor's in the way. Pay no attention to the dog. That's doga part of the yoga. Take 1 more breath. Come back to your 3-legged dog. Sweep your left foot forward. Crescent lunge, rise up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more breath. Lift your right leg up, find warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3, flexing your foot. 5, 4, 3, hands to your heart. Dive down, standing split. Finding balance, pointing your right toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, dropping your hands, right foot to meet your left. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Weight in your heels. Slight pelvic tilt to protect your back. Chest is lifted, spin your pinkies. Reach those arms up. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift your left heel up, trying to kick your glutes. Finding a little more balance, a little more core. And then step back, finding warrior one. Grounding through the outside edge of your left foot. Right knee right over your ankle. Lift up. Breathe. Now eagle arms, left arm under, right. Stay in your warrior one. Find a little micro back bend as you breathe in. And then humbled warrior, surrendering your right shoulder inside your right thigh. Trying to keep your hips square, pulling that left hip forward, dropping into the pose. Remember, each breath creates space for you to drop into as you exhale. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Use your in-breath and your core, rise all the way up. Come to the ball of your left foot. And then when you're balanced and you're ready, sweep it around, finding your eagle pose with your left leg on top. Dropping your shoulders right over your hips, pressing your forearms forward. Elbows lifted. Wrapping those inner thighs together, Garudasana. Everything comes inward. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, release. Chair pose. Again, weight in your heels, slight pelvic tilt. Chest lifts. Really engage those bandhas, Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, belly button in and up. At pelvic floor, engage. Lift your right leg up for 3, 2, step it back, finding warrior one with your left foot forward. Grounding through the pinky edge of that right foot. Dropping that left knee right over your left ankle. Deep breath in. This time, eagle arms, right arm under. Find a little micro back bend as you breathe in. And then humbled warrior as you surrender. Left shoulder inside left knee. Dropping into the pose. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Victorious sound. In through your nose and out through your nose. Use your core in your next in-breath. Rise all the way up. Find your stability. Come to the ball of that right foot. And then wrap it around for eagle on the other side. Life is full of little pitfalls. It's part of the journey. That's what we learn from. So if you fall, just go back to it. And if today is not your day to hold your eagle pose, so what? Do the best you can. One of the 4 agreements. One of my favorites. Take 1 more breath. Release the pose. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in for upward facing. And breathe out for downward facing. Right foot lifts. Step it through. Crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Take a deep breath in. Hands to your heart, empty your breath. Once your breath is empty, twist to the right. Left elbow on top or outside of that right thigh. So here's a modification here, one I often do. You can drop your left knee to open up, lifting your chest, expanding your spine, detoxing the body with breath and movement. Two more breaths. One more breath. Empty your breath. Come up, back up to the ball of your foot. On your next exhale, come right into warrior one. So check into your warrior two, excuse me. Check into your warrior. It's heel to heel or heel to arch alignment.
I always have a problem with my right side, my knee tracking inward. So focus on pushing your right knee towards your right pinky toe. Stretch those arms, strengthen and soften. So soften the shoulders away from your ears. Strengthen your arms, take a full breath in. And then extended side angle wherever you feel good today. Dropping your right forearm to your right thigh, taking your left arm up. Maybe where you are today. You may want to slide that hand down a little deeper if you feel warm enough, and maybe streamline. Or you can choose to take a half bind, opening up your body, or even a full bind, where you could play into bird, which we're not going to do today. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Keep opening up that left shoulder, left side body. Use your inhale to come back up to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Flip your right palm and reverse your triangle, finding ease. Letting that left arm slide down. Gaze can be up. Be kind to your neck. 1 more breath. Bring those arms back out and find Utthita Trikonasana. Reaching that right arm forward, sending that left hip back so you find as much length and space as you can, and then surrender that right hand down. Wherever it lands, you want to be stacked, muscle to bone, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. Use your next inhale on your core, come all the way back up. Bend your right knee as we prepare ourselves to take off for half moon, Ardha Trindasana. Use a block, I don't have one today, or float it. Right hand to the block. Left foot karate kicks behind you. Left arm reaches. Many variations of this. It's a very powerful pose. Find your core. Take 1 more breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Step back carefully, warrior 2. Take a full breath in. Go through a vinyasa or choose to step back into downward facing dog, your choice. Upward facing in breath. Downward facing out breath. Left leg lifts. Step it through. Crescent lunge, left foot forward. Again, finding your stability as you rise up. Rooting down to rise up. Big breath in. Hands to your heart, empty your breath. And then twist to your left with your right elbow outside your left knee. Lifting your chest. Finding space as you breathe in. And then pressing into that space as you breathe out. Again, you can modify by dropping your right knee. Using your breath to lift your chest towards your thumb knuckles. One more full breath in. See if you can find that pause. Empty the breath out completely. And then use your core and come up to Virabhadrasana 2 on the left side. Again, chucking into your feet. Stepping nice and wide. Tucking that tailbone in. Take a full breath in. Left knee over your left ankle. And tracking to your pinky toe. Surrender to extended side. You don't have to do the same thing on both sides. You can choose to. Again, many variations. Go where this side of your body feels best. And take 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Inhale and come all the way back up. Straighten your left leg for Trikonasana on this side. Flip your left palm and reverse your triangle. Sliding that right arm down your body. Just feeling a nice open release. Bandhas are engaged, pressing through the outside edge of that right foot. 1 more breath. Bringing your arms back out, sending your right hip back, reaching your left arm forward. Utthita Trikonasana. Extended triangle. Again, stacking muscle to bone, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. Lifting your gaze if that's available to you. One more breath. Use your core and your next inhale. Come all the way up. Rebend that left knee, and when you're ready, hop, half moon, left side. Float it or use your block. Take your time. Center your mind and your body, kicking that right heel back. Spreading your toes and your fingers. Bringing your hands to your heart, and with control, step back. Warrior two. Take a deep breath in. And then follow your breath through your vinyasa or step back to downward facing dog. I'll step back to downward facing dog. Reset, reconnect your mind and your body. Keep pushing those hips up and back. Take one more breath. Empty your breath out completely. Hop or walk top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair pose. Weight in your heels. Hands to your heart, empty your breath. And then twist to your right, left elbow outside your right thigh. So try to line up your hips by pulling your left hip or your left knee back. And again, you're opening up. You're detoxing your body here. Really bringing out those internal organs. Lifting your chest and dropping your hips with each breath. Finding space and dropping into that space. One more breath. Exhale your breath out fully. And then fold Padangusthasana. Separate your feet 2 fists width apart. Peace finger the big toe of each foot. And then inhale, lengthen. Hang on while I take a break. Exhale, fold. And then bend your elbows, pull your chest to your thighs, and drop your chin down. Pushing your tailbone up, stretching your hamstrings, letting go. Surrendering, shaking your head, yes and no. One more breath. Release the bind, walk your toes to touch. Back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart, empty your breath. And then twist towards the left. This side is your emotional side. So any baggage, let it go. Breathe in and drop your hips. Breathe out and press and twist into the space. Take one more breath. Let it all out. And then fold forward, Padahastasana. Separate your feet. Shovel your hands underneath your feet, toes to wrist creases. Gorilla Asana. Again, lengthening, straightening your arms, your legs, and then pulling inward. Two more breaths. One more breath. Carefully release the bind. Heel toe your feet to touch. Press down into your feet, rise all the way up. Find a little micro back bend. Bring your hands to your hearts. And this is where we'll end today's practice. Thumb knuckles to your third eye center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.